everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. The Ravens continue to move through the season and want to find a way to secure win number 3 on the year. It's the Bengals going up against the Ravens. With that, we'll send you up to Baltimore. And standing by at M&T Bank Stadium are the two men who will call the action. That's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. Now a play fake here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9. On play action, they'll throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find the spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. And a look at the offense that is hoping to put some points up in bunches here in this one. Second and 10. Flacco once more. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. 11 yards on the pickup, and it's good enough for a Cincinnati first down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
A good pickup there at 22. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
And so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. And now a first down following that long gain.
Similar to a slant, it's all about timing when you're throwing a crossing route. Quarterback and receiver have to be in sync, and when they put it on them just right and catch it full speed, running through a defense, can often result in a big pickup of yardage.
The starters now defensively for Baltimore.
Jimmy Smith looks like the corners that you want coming into the league now. Long, ability to play the football in the air, terrific cover guy.
Here we go. 3-19.
They'll look to throw again. Dancing to his left. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
And Brenza's kick is good. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. So it's an old-school extra point, but certainly a disappointment that they couldn't get 6.
Yeah, when you see 19-yard field goal in the box score, you kind of shake your head. But their head coach decided 3 was enough.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
They'll come out in the pistol. Bootleg, Flacco. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
Under pressure, and Flacco's going to be dropped. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. If you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
And that is not going to get there. Oh, he missed it short. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
It's been a nightmare season. You're well under 500. Your defense hasn't really kept you in a lot of games. And now it's spilling over to the kicking game. That's 3 points you've got to be able to bank on.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's brought down. It's a pickup of 19. And that'll be good enough for a Cincinnati first.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
It's a gain of 21 that time. And it's good enough for a Cincinnati first down. They'll drop the throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab.
And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. And his kick is no good. It's an early miss. We'll see if that has any ramifications later here as the afternoon wears on. Now it's Brenza to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, well, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. This time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
Now it's Flacco. Complete to Gilmore over the middle. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be fourth down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. He'll field this at the 5. 34 yards on the return, but for a moment looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And the Bengals take possession. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Give him 18 on that one. And that'll be good enough for a Cincinnati first. And the next snap coming inside the red zone here.
Here we go. Gone. Here we go now.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That is caught inside the 5. 18 yards there, and it'll be a first and goal. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Escaping the pressure right. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down.
You know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
That's caught at the 2. Give him 2 yards on that play. And that's going to bring up an interesting third and goal.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
They've gotten it to the 1. Can they get that final yard here on third and goal? They come out here in the eye. They'll look to throw for it on third and 1. Eluding the pressure right. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. It's their quarterback. His second TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Bengals add on to their lead. Now it's Brinza to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now.
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
So a pause here for us as well. Time to pay some bills. We're back to Baltimore after this. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. To pass, Flacco. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he slides to avoid the hit. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They go play action here on first down. And that is incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended target. That'll bring up second down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. On second down, Hyde. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They'll run it. Here's Hyde. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's Sam Cook now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out. For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still ended up with a solid game.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll look to throw now on first down. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
They'll look to throw here. Looking left side, he's got it. Complete. 15 yards through the air on a first down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now...
And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And this is not going to be anywhere close. No good. Way wide to the left. And this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon. So apparently neither guy is immune.
Forced out to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. So we reach halftime, and what's been a... And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or do they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt they had something.
And a double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's got his man on the crossing route. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. So the offense has it 1st and 10. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is that? And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Kyle Emanuel in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Back to throw here. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. It's a gain of 9 yards, and it'll be 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. And Brenza's kick is good. And that will make this now a 19-point advantage. So put another 3 on the board, and all things considered, a good opening drive here to begin the 3rd quarter.
It sure was. I think as a head coach, you're happy to come out and put a little drive together, take the 3 points, and build on your lead.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And they're going to speed things up here. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. So the D gets the sack on 1st, and now it brings up 2nd down. Operating off play action, Flacco surveying the field. And his throw is incomplete. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Flacco. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Rolling the dice on 4th. Flacco. He's got time in the pocket. And it is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off, and the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. Now a play fake here on 1st down, and his throw's going to be incomplete. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Detroit! Here we go now.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Again, we'll see the pistol here. They go play action here on 1st down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's brought down 20 yards on the pickup there. And it's good enough for a Baltimore 1st down.
And they pick up a 1st down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
Flacco to throw again on 2nd down. Complete to Gilmore over the middle. And he's brought down after a good game. He got 29 yards that time. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. 1st and 10, and Flacco looking to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Crockett Gilmore there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Flacco to pass. And a grab here by Gilmore. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. It's a gain of 7, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Play action. Flacco. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
Here we go. 4th down, 4th quarter. Flacco. Right side catch. Gilmore. And he'll have the 1st down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. Boy, that's some kind of effort. When he caught it, I doubted if he could get there. Knew it was going to be close, but credit him. Really good effort.
How about the rack on that play, the run after catch? But most of the time we think of it as just being an open field and picking up yardage. Sometimes you have to be real physical in order to gain the yardage you need for a 1st down. I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Flacco off play action. Looking for someone to throw to. And oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups. And they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
3rd down. Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. He's got it to West on the dump off. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And this one's incomplete. And now for the offense, this is play number 11 here on this drive. They go pass again with Flacco. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone. They got to have 6 here. It's 3rd and goal. They'll run for it with Hyde. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Carlos Hyde with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Ravens cut into that lead. Able to punch it in on third down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a fourth down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go deep left side. They've got his man complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead. Confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish. Because strategy would tell you, run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. And now the offense operates in the red zone. They'll look to throw again. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. Now we'll look at Smith. Not sure exactly what happened, but he's still down. We'll check on his status when we get back. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
That's complete right around the 8. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. 6 plays got them down here. This is play number 7, 3rd and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete. And Brenza's kick is good. And that will get the lead up to 14. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give him some breathing room and lets him build up a little cushion.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Right side catch, Gilmore. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 17 that time. And it'll give the Ravens a 1st down. Setting up to throw, Flacco. He's going to float this one deep right side. Got a man, it's caught. For a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens have cut it to within a score. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Flacco looking to throw for it. And he's going to go down right at the line of scrimmage. The defense left him with nowhere to go. And the try for 2 is denied. And this is going to be snuffed out. The Bengals recover. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And out now, here come the Bengals. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. A strong running. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. But at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And he's brought down. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. And he'll give it here to his running back. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back.
Here we go now.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's got time. He's going to loft one deep left side here. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Their dangerous wide receiver, 83 yards. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Now it's Brinza to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action.
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Flacco fakes the give, sets to throw, finding time. Now, well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Darren Waller, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens get a bit closer.
And they put it in the end zone, which was job one. Now they have to convert. And then it's decision time, isn't it?
Yeah, this is what all teams go through. You look at the clock, you're inside 2 minutes, look at your timeouts, make that onside kick decision.
Yeah, how do you feel about your defense, where you are in terms of the scoreboard, and the time left on the clock, as you noted, so many things to go through.
And he'll get into the end zone as the two-point conversion is successful. And this is going to be snuffed out. The Bengals recover. And they just about had to get that recovery to have any chance. They only have one timeout. You look at the clock. And let's do the math here, Charles. This one's pretty much over.
Yeah, we do have a chart here, don't we, that tells us about the timeouts.
You do. I'm not as smart as you.
And in looking at it, you're exactly right. The chart's not going to help them here at all. They're pretty much done at this stage. They had to have that recovery.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
Fourth quarter with a lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on first down. They did that plus 3. So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. They'll come out in the pistol. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He sets to fire deep. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, Charles, they were close in the end, but they couldn't get that last play, that last little miracle play done. They were within striking distance, but couldn't find a way to score.
They definitely had hope. They definitely had opportunity. Just unable to cash in at the end. Not an easy play by any stretch, but they definitely had a chance.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. From Baltimore, so long, everybody.
I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. As we head towards kickoff, two quarterbacks will be on the field today trying to push their team to victory. It's the Browns going up against the Red Dragons. So with kickoff approaching, let's send it over to our commentators here this afternoon, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, we haven't had NFL football in this city for 22 years, but football is back here in Los Angeles. Coming up. Matchup on tap between the Cleveland Browns and the Los Angeles Red Dragons. They come out with one back and three tight ends. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play. Of the afternoon. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Vantanteo in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Out of the gun now on third down. Looking deep downfield. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Starting field position here for the offensive unit.
Let's go.
They go play action here on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. And the offense on the field for the first time today, and they were high-powered a week ago.
And they're beginning to believe that they've established a groove. They expect those type of performances each and every week. Running it, throwing it. They're precise.
1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get it.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Looks like a 9-yard loss. And it also brings up 4th. And on now is the punter. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets it away. It's a high hanger. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. And now the Browns coming out on the field. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. Just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
and
and
out. And now they have that opportunity.
All right. No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. On second down, Johnson looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. So just 1 yard to go here on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll get it down deep into Los Angeles territory. A big play that time for Cleveland. 64 yards. 1st and goal. Defense with their backs against the wall. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. The starters on defense here for Los Angeles.
Ndamukong Suh provokes a whole lot of conversation. But at the end, everyone agrees, one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL.
Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone, but it winds up getting them a few yards.
This defense hasn't let them in yet. They'll need to stiffen here. 3rd and goal from the 2. And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. No gain on the play. And so a big stop, and it's going to leave them with a 4th and goal.
Now, this feels like old-school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the 3. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. Johnson kept out of the end zone on 4th down, and the ball will go over on the goal line stand. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because...
Now a loose football. The ball comes out, but fortunately he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. So the offense avoids disaster, keeps possession. Now it's 2nd down. They come out here in the eye. On the ground again, it's Mason. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
And here's the starting crew defensively for Cleveland.
If your day involves blocking Danny Shelton, you better pack lunch and dinner. It's an all-day job.
He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. And now the Browns offense trots back onto the field. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
Yeah, a simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. Red zone opportunity. Look to throw here. He's got his target. It's Coleman for a Browns touchdown. Corey Coleman, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns have taken the early lead. Franks now on to kick it away after the touchdown. This one taken from the 7. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They'll come out in the pistol. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Benjamin with it over the middle. A very solid gain of 27. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. There's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Here we go.
On play action, they'll throw. Wide open receiver complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Backing up. Now he's forced out right. And this complete to Henry over the middle. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's L.A. with a football here as we begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. Here's Brissett. Buying time to his left. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Offense needs something here on second down. It is second and long.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on first and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it third and goal.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into...
And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Jalen Strong with touchdown number 7 on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. After the field goal now, it's Bullock to kick it away. Now it's Wilson. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jaleel Adai. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. Brissett. And he fires one incomplete. Marlon Brown, the intended receiver. And now it's third down. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. And how about the dime look here? 6 DBs on 3rd and inches.
Daring them to run the ball.
Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
They go play action here on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Second down here after the incomplete pass.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. trying to get those rack yards before he secured it. The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
And Lambeau will put this one through, and they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. So it's a 7-play drive, but it stalls out in the end.
Let's credit the defensive front 7. They were a little leaky at the start of the drive, but they stiffened toward the end.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it 2nd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go. 3rd down and 1. They'll set up a throw underneath for Johnson. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Coleman has it here right side. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Back to throw again. And did he get the feet down? No. They'll say he did not. It's incomplete.
Out routes are always timing routes. And if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he let him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. They'll look to throw again. And Wilson has it. And he gets the 1st down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Call it a gain of 3, and it'll be a 2nd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And Ndamukong Suh in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Now, this will be the 9th play on this drive. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. This will be caught at about the 3. That'll be a gain of 16, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent game. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. It's a quarterback sneak. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and the decision to go for it pays off. They've got a 1st and goal.
Well, this season's going nowhere. No reason not to go for it. And it's a rare success for them if they keep the drive alive.
No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
Oh, yeah, good surge defensively. Sometimes you can just tell by the way a quarterback lines his feet up behind center. He's going to try and sneak it in. And they catch him here and stop him for no gain.
He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to the City of Angels after this timeout. From the 3-yard line again, they'll try and punch it in here on 3rd and goal. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Their big tight end with his first career NFL touchdown. And once again, the Browns are back in front. And his kick is right through. Franks now on to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. Brissett. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
I'm sure that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Looking for Strong, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. He's really putting together a spectacular season. That interception, number 11 now on the year.
And I know we're all taught that 7 is a lucky number. I'd say 11 is for him, huh? No doubt about it.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Got the hand caught up in the grill of the face mask. 15-yard penalty.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Dumping it off for Johnson. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That play was well covered. Just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, not able to find any yardage on that one.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Corey Coleman, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Browns add on to their lead. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. Franks now on to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. It's complete right side to Benjamin. And Benjamin seems to be in some pain. You see him there, still down. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to fire. He's got it at the 15. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6. So now the offense is facing a first down and 20 after that last mistake. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And on third down, the Browns going to go with a nickel set. Here's Brissett. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Pulled in at the 24. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half. Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
On play action, they'll throw. He'll buy some time right. And it's a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I can hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Detroit!
Shipped together here from the D-line. They'll look to throw here on first down. And it's caught over the middle. Wilson. And he's going to get this one down right to the edge of the red zone of the chalk of the 20. And now a first down following that long gain. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
But depending on the team, they call that an explosive play or a chunk play, the one that they got on the previous one. They tried to go back and get another one, didn't they?
They did, but unsuccessful on that second attempt. So they get the 3, increase their lead to close out the half.
Excellent way to end a drive, go into the locker room with a little bit of extra momentum after adding 3 to their total.
This one taken just inside the 10. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But you're going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. A little risky there when you roll out of that pocket right like you did. You complete the pass, but you don't get anything out of it.
But how many times have we seen when a quarterback exits out of the pocket, it doesn't matter if they go left or right, the defense loses its leverage, right? There's a little chaos back there, and receivers come open. Great discipline on that play. They didn't let that happen and held it to no gain.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it's complete. Henry. It's a gain of 5. And they're able to convert here on 4th and inches. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
So for that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They go play action here on 1st down. And this complete to Henry over the middle. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it 2nd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to swing the tight end free downfield for the completion.
A dump off for Mason. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the...
And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Michael Rivera, his 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody. But those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
This drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the 2nd half. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
They'll set up a throw. Screen play. Johnson. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive lineman where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Teo in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's got a man wide open. It's Landry. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And he motions the wide receiver. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting to run. Looking to throw. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
They're going to look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. field goal attempt. It would have been a 45-yarder. Now they'll go for it on fourth.
Here we go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And as a result, possession switches hands. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Give him 3 on the play, and it's a second down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Back to throw here. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Devon House. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They'll run again with Mason. Oh, look at the strength.
No.
And they do stop him, but he takes it all the way to the 2.
They gashed him in a big way on that last run, and defense fortunate to tackle him on the 2-yard line, but doesn't necessarily mean that there's something wrong with the defense's plan. And that's the one thing the coordinator has to do to make sure the confidence stays high. Okay, sometimes you're going to get a big play against us. That doesn't mean we change everything and abandon our game plan, but now they have to stiff it and try and keep him out of the end zone.
They run it with Mason, and he is unable to get in. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a third down. So they held him out on second down, and now here's 3rd and goal. They come out here in the I. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Michael Rivera with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And that will tie our game here in the 3rd quarter. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And here are the Browns now as the offense comes back out onto the field. Now a handoff here to his running back. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they missed a golden opportunity.
Steps away to his left. He's got a man. And complete. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt. And so far, it's working for both of them. It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. He's having a nice game through the air. His decision-making's been really good. Solid there again. Just seeing nothing downfield goes underneath. Nice game.
How about the patience? Because when you're having a big game through the air, you're looking for those chunk plays, those big ones downfield. Instead, as you noted, takes the check down, dumps it off, gains good yardage anyway. Really well executed.
Fresh set of downs here. They'll run it now out of the gun. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Jamal Sheard on the stop. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Can't find anyone open. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to break our 4th quarter tie. And Frank's kick is good. And that will break our tie and give them a 3-point lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front, but then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out, and you think, I don't know that field goals are going to be enough to get us home.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
Now Mason. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with 3rd down looming. Mason, room here to run. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
For so many years, I was convinced it was a myth, because you always hear about the smaller running back. Oh, he gets lost, you can't find him, and sometimes that's part of his genius. But it's true. You get behind big offensive linemen, the defensive line guys trying to find him, trying to peek around people to see him, and he gets lost. But this guy gets lost in a good way for his offense, picking up big yardage. The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Now the first carry for Brandon Oliver. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
That was a terrific job by the defense stopping them on 3rd and short. But sometimes you get some visual cues from the offense, because when they're going in short yard situations, you might see the offensive line come in tighter together, a little more shoulder to shoulder, trying to wedge a hole in the middle. They didn't get it done on that play.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 7 yards on the play. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. And the offense lining up 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Here's Brissett. A dump off for Mason. And he'll go down at the 28. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field. It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy, let him pick up the first down.
Now they run. It's Mason. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Brissett. That is caught. And he will take it in for the touchdown. Hunter Henry, his 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys have taken the lead here in the 4th. And he puts it through. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
That was well defended, and while his completion resulted in a loss of yardage, it's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
Let's go. 3-19. Leopard. Here we go. 3-19.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it, you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the 4th quarter. You got to feel pretty good as a defense.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this is caught. He hits Landry. 11 yards on the pickup. And on 4th and long, somehow they're able to keep the drive going. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Time starting to run out here in the 4th. This defense just trying to keep the offense off the board and preserve this potential victory. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Marquise Wilson, the one he was trying to get it to. And it's 3rd down. So this offense really needs to make something happen here late in the 4th with the football. Again, he'll drop to throw. They're able to locate Wilson. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. Now, defensively here, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. He'll drop to throw. And it's caught over the middle. Wilson. And he's brought down after a good gain. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this.
Let's go!
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Dancing to his left. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and goal.
And that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
They come out here in the eye. Now they'll run it on the toss. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now a stoppage here. We'll get another timeout. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Here we go now. No. Patrick. Gone.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Their big tight end, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. And he's able to put it through. Franks now on to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Touchdown, LA! Jalen Strong with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And his guys have taken the lead here in the 4th.
And touchdown, and congratulations, and 0 relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Yeah, part 1 is done, but now on the sideline, you can already see them scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready.
Yes, you have to get those guys ready, and you also have to talk to your special teams guys. Make sure the kickoff is exactly what you want and cover it well.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. It'll go as a gain of 12, and it'll give the Browns a 1st down. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it. One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, You've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. Are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
The intended target was Corey Coleman, and it's third down. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. And he goes in motion here in the backfield. He'll look to throw. Complete. This is Albert Wilson. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down.
Let's go. 3-19.
Back to throw. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. 2 timeouts remaining defensively, but that shouldn't make much difference right here.
It really shouldn't, but a lot of coaches look at it similar to baseball with the intentional walk.
Always bringing in other sports.
Always, hey, listen, think about the intentional walk, right? What if one gets past the catcher? What if he uncorks a wild one and now you still have an opportunity? That's why they like to use them all the way through.
Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.
you